Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, regenerating, renewing system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you are dealing with a health challenge, please understand that it is in the body's nature to heal. It is in the body's nature to regenerate. Sure, it needs the raw materials to do its work. It needs oxygen to do its work. It needs a clean place to do its work. But given basic parameters, given basic criteria are met, that is nutrition, oxygen, and a clean place for the body, for cells to do its work, the body's a regenerating system always till the day we die. If you're dealing with a chronic degenerative disease of any kind, let us help you. Let us help you change your life today. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have questions about the longevity products, nutritional supplements, symptomology, skin health issues, if you want to contribute to our conversation, or if you just want to share a success story, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, check out my blogs, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470 and ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team. Love to have you on my team. We can help spread the word together. We can help change the world together. You can make some money. A lot of folks are making significant money. You can just get your products at the wholesale price if you so desire. Call the phone team at 866-735-2470. Tell them you want to join the Brightside Ben team, or you can sign up right from the websites criticalhealthnews.com, pharmacistben.com, or brightsideben.com. And if you want to check out our Truth Treatment products, including our Retinol 5% gel and my skin health blog, please head to truthtreatments.com. And you can order all the Truth Treatment products, Retinol 5% gel, Truth Serum, Omega-6 Healing Cream, Truth Balm, right off the website. You can also check out my skin health blog. Okay, so we've been talking about the idea of distinctions in the body and distinctions in health. If we want to be optimally healthy, we've got to focus on the right place. Medicine practices misdirection. This is the classic magician's trick. It's classic politician's trick. Misdirection. Focus over here while we're picking your pocket over there. Oh, yeah, Trump, Palin, Cruz, la, Wall, all the hullabaloo that's going on. Our pockets are still getting picked. Our lives aren't going to be any better no matter who the bonehead is president, who the next bonehead president is. It doesn't matter because we're focusing on the wrong place. Likewise, in the body, we're focusing on the wrong place. We're focusing on symptoms. We're focusing on signs. We're focusing on tissues and organs rather than cells. We're focusing on inflammation that we can see versus microinflammation that we can't see. We're focusing on test scores, on lower cholesterol and TSH and insulin and blood glucose. We're focusing on the numbers rather than feeling good, rather than feeling vital, rather than recovering from our inflammatory or our chronic degenerative diseases. Medicine's failing us, folks. And it's failing us, at least in the realm of chronic disease. Remember, emergency medicine. Praise God for emergency medicine. I want to be very clear about that. Surgery, antibiotics, chemotherapy sometimes. Emergency medicine is not what we're talking about here. In terms of chronic degenerative disease, medicine has failed us, utterly failed us. It gets an F minus, not even an F. If it could get a G, it would get a G. Whatever the lowest it can get. Sorry. That's just the facts. And it's failing us because it makes the wrong distinctions. It's focusing on symptoms rather than health, on tissues and organs rather than the cells. But here's the problem. There's big money in focusing on the wrong distinctions. We may not be getting better. We're getting sicker by the day. But drug companies are getting richer. To the same degree we're getting sicker, the drug companies are getting richer. But what do you think this is about, folks? The medical model is making more and more and more money every year. You ever hear of a bad year for medicine? Do you ever hear of a bad year for a drug company? Do you ever hear of a drug company losing money? Do you ever hear the modern medical model losing money anywhere? No, never. They're not going to kill the goose that laid the golden eggs either. That's why we're focusing on test scores and diagnostics and risk management. Lower your heart attack risk by 2.8%. Doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter that you feel like crap and you got cold sores and you can't have sex and you're dizzy and you're confused and you're not thinking clearly and you have aches and pains. That doesn't matter. You're going to have a 2.8% less risk of having a heart attack. That's what counts. Because we have a medical model that's based on risk management. There's a really cool book called Risky Medicine by Robert Aronowitz. Talks all about how medicine is now about risk management. You ever hear anybody talk about risk management? That's another distinction. Real health versus risk management. So, the medical model can make lots of money. They can charge us lots of money without having to worry about us getting healthy. All they got to do is worry about changing our test scores. And that way, by the way, we're locked in. Because now, if we stop taking our drugs, our test scores change. If you stop taking your statin drug, your cholesterol scores change. Your cholesterol numbers change. If the medical model focused on real health, eventually we wouldn't need the medical model. And, of course, that would be the end of the gravy train. And nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to tell you that, folks. Once we're healthy, there's no more cash cow. Another important distinction is the body versus the organ, the entire body, the whole body versus the individual organ. Health and wellness are systemic. Health and wellness are the whole system. That's why nobody can just have polycystic ovarian syndrome or polycystic kidney disease. Nobody just has restless leg syndrome. Got a call from a lady. I get letters all the time. People say, well, I'm perfectly healthy and I feel great except for my rheumatoid arthritis. And it's not like I want to curse people with being sick, but you got to know that if you have rheumatoid arthritis, you're not perfectly healthy. I'm not kidding you, folks. I get letters every day that says I have polycystic kidney disease, but other than that, I'm healthy. And this is how we think. It's not like we're dumb. This is just how we think. We don't recognize that the body is a system. No one just has migraines. No one just has Alzheimer's. No one just has restless leg syndrome. The body is an interconnected system. And that means the symptoms are systemic. They involve the entire system. They're interconnected, and you can no more treat just the gallbladder or address gallstones than you can treat a single leaf on a tree. If you got mold all over your tree, you can't just treat a little square section of the bark. You've got to treat the root. This idea of isolating individual components in the body, despite the body's obvious integration, it's obviously connected, it's obviously interconnected, it's a vestige, it's an old way of looking at health that focuses on special parts and special diagnoses and special diseases. And it's created these specialists, a whole class of specialists who make lots of money for doing nothing, at least when it comes to restoring health. Has any specialist ever reversed Alzheimer's? Has any Alzheimer's specialist ever done anything for Alzheimer's patients? Has any Parkinson's specialist ever done anything for a Parkinson's patient? This idea of having special diagnoses and special medicine is about specialists who make lots of money. When we understand that the body's integrated, we'll understand that specialists are useless for healing and completely unnecessary. And by the way, this idea of looking at separate components rather than the big picture, the system, is a problem in how we look at the world. It's not just a problem in our health. It's responsible for a lot of our world misery. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We'll be back right after this.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on brightsideben.com archives, as well as Ben Fuchs archives. Got lots of great information, 5 years of information. Not all health information, philosophical information. I like talking philosophically sometimes, but there's tons of health information, nutritional supplement information. That's what we talk about here on The Bright Side every day. That's what The Bright Side is all about. It's about the good news that says if we do this correctly, if we look at the right distinctions, if we understand where disease begins, we don't have to be sick. No matter what our chronic health challenge is, you could have had it for 20 years, and you can turn around. And folks, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've seen this with my own ojos, my own eyes. Not reading. Stuff you hear on this program is not stuff I've read. It's not necessarily stuff I've read. It's stuff I've experienced. And when I tell you chronic degenerative disease is reversible, type 2 diabetes, reversible, cancer, reversible. I'm not talking to you about necessarily what I've read. I'm talking to you about what I've seen. Nobody has to suffer. And indeed, suffering is the right word, because that's what happens. If you're listening to this program and praise God you're healthy, please understand that there are people who are suffering every day. And if you're one of those people who are suffering, please understand it doesn't have to be that way. Anyway, that's why we call this program The Bright Side. Let us help. I want to be your health advocate. That's my role. That's my raison d'etre. I want to be your health advocate, your skin advocate, your skin care advocate, your product advocate. And that's what this program is about. 844-236-6010 is our number if you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, or if you just want to contribute to our conversation. 844-236-6010 is our number. All right, so this idea of looking at the parts, looking at the trees rather than the forest, it's based on this old way of looking at the world in general. In the Bible, it says, Jesus says, whatever I have done, he says, whatever you've done to the least of my brothers, you did to me. He's telling you, holographic theory right there. It's all connected. People say, oh, yeah, that means you got to give money to the poor, and you got to help poor people, and you got to be nice to poor people and sick people and suffering people. Maybe that's true, but when I read that, it sounds to me like Jesus is telling us that everything's connected. What you have done to my gallbladder, you've done to my body. What you've done to my uterus, you've done to my body. It's telling you the whole thing's connected. And we have to change or shift our perspective if we're really going to be able to leverage this amazing healing property of the body. If you pay attention to politics, it's getting harder, I must admit, to pay attention to it, but I pay attention to the news and current events. You know that there's this discussion going on about immigration and the greatness of America, and we're going to make America great again. But what we're witnessing in the United States and around the world is a melting of borders, a disintegration of borders. It's happening everywhere. Nations are becoming blended. Humanity is spreading from country to country. From Europe is becoming African and Muslim. The United States is becoming Hispanic. All of America, North America and South America, is kind of getting blended together. The European continent and the African continent is getting blended together. The third world is moving to the first world. The have-nots are moving to the haves. There's a steady migration from undeveloped countries to developed countries. Borders and nations are becoming less relevant, irrelevant. And we can build wars, we can build walls, we can fight wars to try to keep people out, but it is a fool's errand, like spitting into the wind. It's useless. It's inevitable. That's because of the technology of the Internet. That's because of technology and the World Wide Web and YouTube. YouTube, in the last 5 years, you have revolutions, YouTube revolutions. Over the last 10 years, 10 years, the world has changed so much over the last 5 or 10 years. And we're still looking at things in this backwards way. Nations and countries are fabricated anyway. Nations and countries are constructions, are invented. They're from the Middle Ages. This idea that we can carve the world up into countries, into parts. It's like the way we look at the body, we look at the world. Now, I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing, by the way. I'm not making a judgment on what's happening, this disintegration of the nation state. That's what's happening. I'm not making a judgment here. I'm just saying that that's what's happening. The world is becoming a global village, and when one country sneezes, the rest of the country gets sick. The rest of the world, the rest of the planet gets sick. This is actually talked about in the book, The End of the Nation State, by a guy named Kenichi Ome, who's a former dean of the UCLA School of Public Affairs. Dr. Ome makes the case that countries are dinosaurs. He says, dinosaurs waiting to die. That's his quote. Countries are dinosaurs waiting to die. And he says that not only have nation states lost their ability to control currency and control exchange rates, but they've lost their ability to independently control their economies, their economic activity. We're facing that right now. We're confronting it right now. It's a worldwide recession. The interrelationship between China and Germany and the United States, the whole world is becoming one unified economic entity, and it's really driven by transnational, multinational corporations. The globalists, as they say. And they don't have any national allegiances. And again, I'm not saying this is a good thing or bad thing. I'm not making a judgment here. I'm just saying this is a fact. Scientists tell us that we live in a holographic world and that all the parts are connected in the world. If you Google holographic universe, you're going to get 700,000, you get more, 780,000 hits. According to Dr. Karl Pribram, who's one of the most influential brain scientists of modern times, he actually won a Nobel Prize for showing that the brain is a hologram, that all its parts are interconnected, that it's impossible to just have one part of the brain. Brain scientists are blown away by all the different parts of the brain. They're trying to figure out where memories are. I was just reading today on Drudge Report how they just discovered how the brain is capable of storing way more memories than they thought. That's because it's a hologram. It's all interconnected. Holographic technology allows for information storage in a way that no other process can do. David Bohm, Nobel Prize-winning physicist, says every particle in the universe is connected. There's no separation anywhere. Why should the body be different if the universe isn't? This is the reality that we really, truly live in. It's a holographic world. Everything's connected. The most brilliant minds on the planet tell us this. Not your doctor, but the most brilliant minds on the planet. David Bohm, Karl Pribram. But we still live in this primitive 19th century world of medicine where drugging the body, poisoning components of the body, removing structures is somehow considered a way to get healthy. And then we're surprised we end up with side effects. Yesterday we talked about an ultimate example of how we ignore the idea of interconnection in the body with this new class of drugs, SGLT inhibitors, kidney poisoners, I call them. Kidney poisoners, yes, they inhibit parts of the kidney, but inhibit means poison. Inhibit means poison. Just remember that. If you hear inhibitor, you got a poison. If you hear suppressor, you got a poison. By definition. So you got this new class of drugs, Invokana, Farxiga, Jardiance. These are a whole new class of drugs, and they lower blood sugar by poisoning the kidney, forcing it to dump out sugar. But the problem is, because everything's interconnected, when you poison the kidney to lower your sugar, you end up opening this entire Pandora's box of problems. Because the cells in the kidney that are being poisoned to dump out the sugar, they're dumping out, they're also calcium processors, so you lose your calcium. And that creates elevated potassium. And that changes parathyroid. And that changes vitamin D levels. It's all connected. It's all one piece. It's like the Cat in the Hat. You ever read The Cat in the Hat comes back? All right, we'll finish up when we come back from our break. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number, and we do have lines open for you. Try to call in now so we don't have to leave you on hold. We're talking about this idea of everything being connected. If you read The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, this great philosopher, Dr. Seuss, brilliant philosopher, wrote a book, The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. I'm sure most of you probably have read it. Sally, the girl, and her little brother are home, and the cat comes over, and he makes a big mess in the tub, and he says, don't worry about it, because I got little cat A, and little cat A is going to get rid of the mess in the tub. But, of course, little cat A doesn't get rid of the mess. He just moves the mess to the front lawn, and then little cat B comes, and little cat B is supposed to get rid of the mess, and he just spreads the mess more, and little cat C, D, E, F, they keep trying to take care of the problem, but they make the problem worse. They fix one problem, but the problem gets bigger somewhere else. That's the medical model. We fix one problem, we got other problems in other places. And then we got things to fix those problems, and that gives us more problems. There's drugs for our side effects, and then there's drugs for the drugs for our side effects, and on and on and on it goes. you can't treat the body this way. It's like, but that's the bad news though. The good news is by doing just a couple of things, because it's interconnected, you can leverage the interconnection. You can take advantage of the interconnection by just working on your digestive system, by just fasting. That's why fasting is so powerful. I'm telling you guys, I'm seeing it now already happening. More and more science is understanding the power of fasting. More and more, you're going to see it. I'm telling you, it's been around now from a scientific level, knowing about fasting and caloric restriction, restricting calories. From a scientific base, we've known about it as an old wives' tale or anecdotally throughout history. It's part of folk medicine because it works. But from a scientific perspective, we are learning more and more about the importance of caloric restriction and intermittent fasting. And I'm telling you, you're going to see it as part of mainstream, a conventional way of taking care of the body. And what's great about that is we can do it ourselves. And it's cheap. It's free. It'll make us money. You'll save money. And the reason it works for so many different things is because the body's interconnected. The reason why lowering blood sugar works for so many different things is because the body is interconnected. It's because the body is interconnected that you can leverage all these wonderful strategies that we talk about here on this program. Socrates in New Hampshire. What's up, man? 844-236-6010 is our number. 844-236-6010. What's going on, Socrates?
Hey Ben, I'm the guy that was going out on your show and gave you that reminder of your Kmart story for your first job. But I need your help at the moment. I haven't gotten sick in a very long time, thanks to in part to your advice. But I am now clearly getting sick. I have scratchy throat. I'm starting to feel nauseous, and I wanted to know what's my best move to combat it before it comes on. Yep.
That's a great question, man. First of all, the time to catch a cold, or to not to catch a cold, but to stop a cold, is right when you start to feel it. And if you're paying attention, when you catch a cold, you'll notice that there's a couple, maybe like a half hour or an hour, where you're just feeling sluggish, where you're feeling sticky, kind of. Yep. Just slow. You can almost feel it coming if you're paying attention. You know what I'm talking about, Socrates?
I do.
You can almost feel it coming. That's when you want to catch it. If you catch it, if you can address the problem right at that point, you're not going to get sick. Now, if the machinery of sickness, the machinery of the cold, the chemical machinery of the cold kicks in, it's going to take a little bit longer, but you could still do a lot of things. But the trick is to catch it right at that little point, or to address it right at that point where you're starting to feel a little sticky. And here's what you want to do. First thing, you want to drink copious amounts of water and Beyond Tangy Tangerine together. Now, the water will help flush things out. It'll help flush out toxicity. Mm-hmm. And the Beyond Tangy Tangerine will give you high doses of nutrients that will help support the immune system, especially vitamin C. Personally, I would take even extra vitamin C. You'll get about 1 gram of vitamin C per 2 scoops on the BTT, but you may not be getting 2 scoops of the BTT, in which case you're not going to get enough vitamin C. Personally, I'd be taking 4 or 5 grams of vitamin C spread out throughout the day. You'll get crampy if you take it all at once. And then also zinc, 50 milligrams of zinc. If you're not already on it, make absolutely sure you're using 50 milligrams of zinc. Zinc is one of those you don't want to take too much of, though. A lot of folks, with some nutrients, you can take more and you'll get better effects. Zinc is a tricky one in that if you take more than, say, maybe 60, maybe 70 or 100 milligrams a day, you'll start to get a little bit of skin issues, and you'll start to get some of the signs of zinc deficiency are similar to some of the signs of zinc excess. So keep it at 50 milligrams a day of zinc. And then in addition to the water and the vitamin C and the zinc, one of the most important, if not the most important strategy, is to get 12 hours of sleep if you can. Yep. I'm not talking about laying in bed relaxing. I'm talking about sleep. The body heals when it's sleeping. That's why sleep is so important, and that's why insomnia is such a problem. The body heals and regenerates while you sleep. So if you can get 12 hours of sleep, even if you have to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion now, even if you have to take a Benadryl to do it, okay? It's not the best sleep in the world, but at least it's enough sleep that you're going to feel healed after 12 hours or 10 hours, a lot of sleep. And then Also a rebounder. Jump up and down on a rebounder, or do some kind of exercise if you can. Move your circulation. It's very important to move the lymphatic system and the blood, and we're going to talk about the lymph here next week, to move the circulatory system, the lymph and the blood, when you're feeling that sticky. A cold is a sign of stickiness and coagulation and clotting and closing up. It's kind of like a potato bug. You ever see those little potato bugs when you poke them, they curl up? That's kind of what the body happens to the body when you have a cold. And you can feel it. If you're paying attention to your body, you can actually feel that contraction. So you want to go into expansion from contraction. You want to expand the body. Of course, deep breathing is another great strategy. And I guarantee you, Socrates, if you catch it if you address it right when you feel it coming on, you will not get the cold. And it sounds like that might be the point you're at now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, it sounds like you're psychic, because this did come on specifically because I had insomnia, and that's the precipice when I felt it coming on.
That's exactly what will happen. That's why the sleep's so important.
It's so important. Thanks so much, man.
All right, buddy. Be good. Thanks, Socrates. All right. Let's move on to Carl. Is this my friend Carl, the Truth Raider? Carl, the Truth Raider.
Good
What's up, Carl?
morning, Benjamin. You know it is.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, I think I put a bug in Doc Wallach's ear.
Yeah, talk to me.
When I talked to you in the past couple of months, of course, about my sweet little pet.
Oh, your kitty. Yes.
Yeah. How the Mighty 90 helped the cat.
Yes.
I've been noticing recently Doc Wallach has been putting commercials about the Mighty 90 for your animal, for your pet.
Well, what do you think? What's Doc's background? Do you know?
What's that?
What is Doc's background?
Well, he's a veterinarian.
He's a vet. That's how he learned all this stuff. He noticed that in the farm, and he's a farm boy too, and he noticed that on the farm they would always make sure that the animals had nutrition, that the animals were supplementing. They used salt licks, they called them. Yeah. And he noticed that the animals are getting fed better than the people. Do you know Dr. Wallach actually started eating, this is funny and kind of gross, but he started eating rabbit pellets for breakfast. I couldn't believe he said that, but that's true. He would do. He said his mother was horrified.
That's pretty good.
He put rabbit pellet. Anyway,
I got a question.
Carl, hang on. I got to take a break. Okay.
All right, I got a question. All right.
Okay. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We're coming back with more good health information and your phone calls. Don't go away. Okay, we're back on The Bright Side. I'm going to go real fast here. Got a bunch of calls I want to get to. Truth Raider, real quick, my man. What's cooking? How can I help you?
Yeah, a question about Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
Yes, sir.
I'm 51 years old now, and of course I've had a poor diet probably the first 25, 30 years or so of my life.
But you still look great, Carl, the Truth Raider.
Well, thank you. I'm catching up, I guess. Getting a lot of sleep, that also helps to make up for it. But the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, does that help? Has a certain amount to take over a period of time. Does that help to loosen and reverse atherosclerosis in the process, removing the plaques?
Heck yes. Heck yes. Heck yes. Absolutely, for several reasons. First of all, there's nutrients in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine that will attract minerals, the chelating minerals, I should say. And then secondly, you're going to strengthen the wall. You're going to strengthen the artery wall, so you'll have you won't have a need to patch up the wall. That's one of the reasons why you get these plaques forming. They're like Band-Aids in the arterial and the circulatory vessel wall. And then, of course, you're going to keep your cells healthy, so you won't be leaking out minerals too. So on multiple levels, absolutely you can do that.
Okay.
But there's other things, too, you want to do. Food is always the first thing to think about. Carl, I got to motivate my friend. Thank you, buddy. All right, take care, man. All right, let's go to, let us move on to Jim in Michigan. What's up, Jim? Welcome to The Bright Side.
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
I'm good, but turn your radio down. We got an echo. It's going to drive me nuts.
Okay. Just say I'm on speakerphone, so here we go.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Can you get me off speaker?
Yep. How's that?
Okay, that's better. What's going on, my man?
Well, I have a friend who has rheumatoid arthritis, and could you tell me how we could reverse it?
Yes, I will tell you. You can reverse it almost immediately by fasting, but you obviously have to eat. But just to show him how powerful the connection between autoimmunity and the digestive system is. Next thing you want to do is start to support digestive health. Enzymes, digestive enzymes, the ultimate enzymes with all meals, apple cider vinegar, nightly essence, fermented foods, fiber, grinding up vegetable juices, eliminating any problem foods, inflammatory foods, things like sugar and refined flour and fried fats, fried oils, more coconut oil, and ultimate EFAs, which are powerfully anti-inflammatory, and then building the joints, the connective tissue, the cartilage, by using things like bone soup. In fact, I got a nice little blog post. And do you know bone soup's set to be the next coffee, the new coffee? There are companies actually marketing for breakfast bone soup. I'm telling you, I've been talking about bone soup now for decades. Finally, it's going to hit the mainstream, and you're going to start to see all kinds of news and stores and bone soups, fast food bone soup, etc. Anyway, bone soup, glucogel caps, anything with cartilage in it. Always use vitamin C with your glucogel. Vitamin C is very important for building connective tissue. In fact, I would be taking extra vitamin C. And then whey protein, also important, as long as they can handle the whey. So you're going to be building the body up in conjunction with strengthening the digestive system and eliminating problem foods. That's your most important strategy. And always remember, fats, essential fatty acids, I should say, are the molecules of inflammation and anti-inflammation. So making sure you're using your ultimate EFA is super important. A couple other things that you might want to throw in there. Just extra vitamin E, 400 IU, is wonderfully anti-inflammatory. Magnesium, a little extra magnesium, that's also very powerfully anti-inflammatory. But those are kind of like extra things. Absolutely, positively, the digestive connection is the key. And then also fats and fatty vitamins too. And then the cartilage cartilage and protein containing products. Okay, and then don't forget niacin's great, and Panto also, all the B vitamins, vitamin B3 niacin, and then pantothenic acid, vitamin B5. You'll get that in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Yeah, the B vitamins, very, very important, but those two in particular, B3 and B5, can be helpful.
How about nightshades?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a problem for you. That goes with your food diary. Not everybody will have a problem with nightshades, but so you don't want to. I don't like just saying blanket good food, bad food. You know, I don't like just. Okay. Yes, the nightshades can be a problem. Eat them and see how you do.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's the food diary. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Jim. Take care, man. All right, Julio in Texas. What's up? Oh, shoot. Julio, call back. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. Dave in Texas, what's up? Dave. Hey, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good morning, Ben. This is David in Austin. You and I spoke a few times. I'm a grave survivor.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dave.
Hey, so I got some questions for you.
Sure.
Really specifically regarding fasting. I know you promote fasting quite a bit.
Yes.
And I'm on a pretty high regimen of vitamins and minerals. And I take a lot. I do the BTT and plus all of the other things you suggest. So I'm taking probably about 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C at this point, and I was just wondering if it's advisable to take a break for maybe a day.
I wouldn't say advisable. I don't know if I would use the word advisable to take a break, but there's nothing wrong with taking a break.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with skipping a day.
Okay.
You know, think about the 24-hour division. You know, we say take this a day and that a day, but that's kind of an artificial division, 24 hours. It's just for convenience. So who's to say it's not every 36 hours, or every 48 hours, or every 12 hours? You know what I mean? It's kind of a convention and a convenience that we have this 24-hour period that we dose ourselves by, but it's not set in stone. Does that make sense, Dave?
It does make sense, and probably everyone's bodies are a little bit different.
And plus, that's true, too. That's right. Everybody's body's different. Their needs are different, all of it.
All right. Well, right on. That's about all I had.
I take breaks. I take breaks all the time. I take day breaks all the time. I skip days all the time.
Okay. Well, I'm taking a break today, and
go by your body. Listen to your body. Always listen to your body, Dave. All right. Thanks for your call, man.
Well, I certainly appreciate everything. Good topic today.
Oh, great. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Take care, man. Bye. All right, Julio in Texas. What is up? Welcome to the bright side.
How you doing, Harvest Ben?
Doing good.
I got a question. I do dialysis 3 times a week.
Okay.
But last Monday they took my lab work and they said my calcium was up. So they make me take all the vitamins that Dr. Wallach has given me.
They made you stop it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now you don't. Now what? Now, so I mean, how can I help you?
Yeah. They said my vitamin, my calcium was high.
Oh, okay.
My question to you is: do I still keep taking everything?
Here's the deal, Julio. I can tell you my opinion, and my opinion is absolutely yes to take it. But that's my opinion. You're dealing with a doctor now, and this is important, I'm guilty of ripping on the medical model daily. And sometimes, unfortunately, personally ripping on doctors. I'm no fan of it. However, if you're dealing with a doctor, it's not fair to him to have somebody else come and contradict what he's doing. It's not ethical. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? You have a de facto contract with him. Not an official, perhaps, but de facto, where you're in his care. And for me to come along and say, don't do what he's telling you to do, that's interfering with this relationship that you have with him. And I don't like doing that. I don't feel right doing that. You know what I'm saying, Julio? So my opinion is yes, absolutely stay on it. But I can't tell you that because you have a relationship with this guy, and he's in good conscience. He's helping you out. And to have somebody from the outside come and say, no, that's not fair. And I don't want to do that to him or to you. You know what I'm saying? So my opinion is obviously, yes, you need the BTT, you need the supplements. You're suffering from dirty blood anyway, Julio. Your problem in the first place is nutritional deficiency and toxicity. That's the big problem. So, yeah, maybe you need the dialysis, but let's work on your blood, my friend. Let's start cleaning your blood, Julio. And that's what the supplements will do, and that's what the fasting and the nutritional and the dietary and food strategies will do. That's what all the things we talk about in this program: deep breathing, relaxing. By the way, there's an important relationship between diabetes and stress. I don't have time to talk about that today, but a study just came out showing how stress exacerbates and can even initiate diabetic symptoms. And if they haven't told you you're diabetic, you can rest assured you are, just by virtue of being on dialysis. Anyway, Julio, I got to move. Do you have anything else I can help you with?
I've been taking the King Calcium. I just started taking that. Does that just continue?
King, again, I can't tell you that, but in my opinion, you want to stay on all your supplements. But I can't. Okay. I don't want to interfere with that relationship you have with you and your doctor. I'm going to let you go, Julio. Thanks so much for your call. I hope I helped you out. Okay. Got one more call I want to get to. Kay, real quick. Kay from Michigan. What's going on? Do I have Kay? 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 Okay. Okay, Kay. Are you there? I don't know what's with our phones lately. Well, yeah, maybe Kay just decided to go. Oh, well, that's the music anyway. Hey, Kay, give us a call back on our next program. Sorry that didn't work out. And that's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. Thanks for listening, friends. Please check out my skin health page, truthtreatments.com. Check out our retinol 5% gel. And love to have you on the Bright Side Ben team. We can change the world together. We can change people's health together. If you're dealing with a health challenge, you can change your health too and make some money at the same time. Join the Bright Side Ben team. Call 866-735-2470 or head over to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com and sign up right from the website. Of course, you can also purchase all the longevity products right off the website. All right, we'll be back at you on Monday with more good health information. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, awesome, beautiful, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.